it was really, really genuinely like the most fun years of my life. I remember the first person I was seeing that she was at the time a year younger than me, but much more experienced than I was. You could say she was sort of the sexual Gandalf to my Frodo, if you will. She introduced me to a lot of stuff. She ambushed me into my first threesome. That was a big day for little old me. I remember I just moved here. I was like 2 months into living here, a month into doing comedy, and I was on the way home from a gig. It was like 10:37 p.m. on a Thursday. This is a very clear memory in my mind. Have you guys watched Inside Out? Yeah, this is a core memory. This is. And I got a text from her saying like, "Hey, XX," and then a minute later, another text saying like, "Me and my friend are just at this bar. Come join us if you're free." And I was like, "Okay, cool. That sounds like a nice, wholesome evening." And just went over there, little baby bird of a man, and everything was, everything was normal. At some point, her friend went to the bar to get us all another round, and the person I was seeing, she leant over to me and whispered, "Hey, do you want to ask her to come home with us?" And I looked at her and mumbled, "I think I love you." And, and she was like, "No, I'm serious." I was like, "Yeah, be my wife." And then at some point, her friend came back, and she whispered something to her friend, and they started making out in front of me. And I had a panic attack. I like regressed into my mind and spoke to the 12-year-old version of myself that lives in there like, fucking, listen man, I know it's not looking too good for us right now, but just keep doing what you're doing, because trust me, we gon' make it. And at some point I came to, and we ended up going back to one of ours, and I was so stressed out. I was so stressed out and nervous that I was having trouble getting the engine running, if you get my meaning. And then I had to have another talk with myself, like, fucking listen, man, this is what we train for, all right? This is our 8 Mile, this is mom's spaghetti right now, don't fuck this up. And eventually everything started working. And what followed was one of the most stressful hours of my life. It's not that it wasn't enjoyable. How do I put it? In that situation, in like a heterosexual sex situation, as the guy, you're usually doing a lot of the stuff. And when there's two people, there's twice as much stuff to do. Like, I felt like a waiter at a busy restaurant. Like my hands were full, my mouth was full. It was a big day.